If you are new to web development or just starting out, today's video is for you. We are going to talk about what HTML really is and the fastest way to learn it as a beginner. I will also share a few personal tips from when I first started out. So make sure you stick with me to the end of this video. Hello everyone, I know this is your first time watching my video, so let me start by introducing myself. My name is Abbas Akitola, but you can call me A-Tunes Coding. I created this YouTube channel just to share with you guys my journey in web development as a beginner. So join me guys as I share you tips and what I learned in everyday life about web developing. So let's start with the big question here. What is HTML? You see, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So don't worry, it sounds fancy, but it's actually simple. Think of HTML as the skeleton of every single website you ever visited online there. You see, every website of outside there are being built on HTML. HTML is just like the foundation of every website you are seeing there. You see, without HTML, there would be nothing to see on your browser because HTML is actually the structure that hold contents together of a website. It's just like building a house without a foundation. If you are to build the house now, you firstly have to create a foundation for the house to stay well on the land. So let us think of HTML as the foundation to build as for every website you are trying to create outside here. Let me give you some few examples so you get what I'm trying to say. On your screen here, you see an h1 tag. You see the h1 is also an HTML element. It creates a big heading for every website you are seeing out there. We have the p tag. The p tag stands for paragraph. It creates paragraph on the website. We have the img tag. The img tag allows you to add image on the website. There are many more elements in HTML that you have to learn as a beginner. I just gave you the few examples so you'll be able to know what I'm talking about. So guys, let's move to the second important part of this video, which comes to the question, why learn HTML first? You see, every single coding framework, every tool, every programming language used in web development eventually relies on HTML because it is the starting point for any beginner. As a beginner, your first starting point to learn is HTML because you have to firstly learn how to structure a website. Because without HTML, you have no website to build. You see, let me tell you something. HTML is not the only structure holding a website, but it is the foundational structure holding a website. It is a structure you have to firstly start with while building a website. You see, let me tell you something. If you understand HTML well, there are other structure you have to learn to make a complete website, like CSS, like JavaScript. But for you understanding HTML first will make other parts easier for you to learn. That is why HTML is the first building block in your journey as a web developer. So now let me now share with you the fastest way for you to learn HTML. Now let's talk about the fastest way as a beginner. You see, your first step is about learning basic tags. There are basic tags you have to firstly learn in HTML. You see, don't try to memorize everything at once. Learn a few tags, then practice. You see, practicing every day makes you perfect. The fastest way to learn isn't by just watching tutorials online there. It's actually by typing out the code yourself. You have to practice whatever you learn. You understand? So you don't have to watch tutorial. Practice whatever you learn. Whatever you learn online there, practice it. There are text editors, for you to practice, like VS Code. Download it on your system and start practicing. Because the more you practice, the more you get adapted to it, and the more it easier it gets for you. And you see, let me tell you this, guys. Once you start learning, don't just learn by practicing and typing on your keyboard, typing on the text editor and showing it on your page and you're just happy. Try to build mini projects with whatever you learn. Try to create things you see on websites in everyday life, which also enhances your learning. And you see, the last tip I can give you is by staying consistent. You have to make sure you code every day. Don't just be like, okay, you are coding today, then the next day you'll be like, let me just rest. No, coding is not learned that way. You have to make sure you practice every day by day. Practice every day. As a web developer, you have to get adapted. You have to get yourself adapted to that. You code every day because the more you code, the more perfection you get. So guys, this is my first YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please support me by subscribing my YouTube channel, comment, give me a thumb like, and please make sure you turn on your notification bell. I'm going to be dropping video here every day. As a beginner, I want to make sure I'm consistent on YouTube by enhancing my knowledge about this web developing stuff. Currently, I'm done with HTML, I'm done with CSS, I'm currently on JavaScript. So guys, support me as I share you tips on on my web developing journey as a beginner. Thank you so much.